have three things to share with you this evening. Just three things. The first is about fear. I remember climbing up the west buttress of Denali, the highest, coldest peak in North America, to our high camp at 17,000 feet. The west buttress is a narrow, knife-edge ridge that drops off 5,000 vertical feet on one side to the Janae Basin, and on the other, 6,000 feet to the Peters Glacier. A ridge no more than a meter wide. Ann and I were afraid, very afraid. Here's the thing about fear. It's hardwired into us. It resides in that old part of our brains, back here in our brain stems, the old reptilian brain. It's there to keep us safe. When we were out hunting on the savannah, it kept us alert. It kept us on watch for the lions and the woolly mammoths who wanted to have us for lunch. Happily, I saw no woolly mammoths on the way over here this evening. But it's easy to want to stay safe. Ann and I could have stayed in the relative safety of our tents. Indeed, we could have stayed in our beautiful suburban home. But the fear that keeps us safe also causes us not to want to expose ourselves. It causes us not to want to risk. It causes us to play small. If we want to move forward, if we want more in our life, it's about moving beyond our fear, beyond our comfort zones. Because beyond our comfort zones is where the magic is. It's where the excitement is. It's where we grow. It's where the adventures are, out there on the edge. Now, fear is wonderful in many ways. Fear keeps us sharp. You don't want to be dull out on the savannah, or else you will be lunch. You don't want to be fuzzy walking along a knife-edged ridge that drops off thousands of feet on either side. You want to be engaged. You want to be on. You want to be sharp. You see, the opposite of fear is complacency. And I never want to be complacent. This work that we do as speakers is way too important to be complacent. So, if we want a big life, if we don't want to play small, if we want to make a difference in the world, if we want to make an impact, we need to make friends with our fear. To feel the fear. And do it anyway. What's true is that every single time I walk out on stage, I am afraid. I'm afraid that I will stumble, that I'll forget my words, that I will offend, or worse still, that I won't connect. And then I remember that the fear that causes me to play small also is a gift to draw me back into this moment, to remind me to be here with you in this moment, to serve you in this moment. Each of us is called to live a big life. Each of us is called to move beyond that place of comfort. Make friends with fear. Feel the fear. And go out and do it anyway. The second thing I'd like to share with you is this. If you want to be a speaker, speak. Speak a lot. Speak every chance you get. It's easy to get caught up in our heads about how hard the journey looks to becoming a speaker. We look at some of the great speakers in the world and we go, oh my God, they were born speakers. They're so natural. I can never get there. And to that I'd say, thank God you didn't have that head trash when you were learning to walk. Because what's true is we all start from the exact same place, that place of not knowing, that place of not doing, that place of being a beginner. So if you really want to be a speaker, speak. I remember working with my very first coach. I had talked and talked and talked about how I wanted to be a speaker. About the great ideas I wanted to share. About the big stages I wanted to stand on. And he got so tired of hearing me babble on and on and on that he finally, in exasperation, said, Walt, before we speak again in 2 weeks, I want you to book your first gig. Talk about fear. That was a moment of sheer terror. I said, but Jonathan, I don't even have a speech. He said, I don't care, get a date on the calendar. And I did. I booked it 6 months out. But there it was, staring me in the face, and there was no greater motivation on the planet to see that date getting closer and closer and closer. Toastmasters is the best organization on the planet for speaker training. And there are some wonderful organizations and programs for advanced public speaking, like one that I'm associated with, Heroic Public Speaking, where you can deep dive into the craft of speaking. And oh, how I love the craft of speaking, watching clips of the great Les Brown, with whom I've had the privilege of studying. Steve Jobs, Victoria Labalme, J.K. Rowling, to listen to the rhythm and the cadence of the legendary Jim Rohn, to steep myself in the masters. Such good stuff. It would be easy to delude yourself that if you study long enough, if you go to enough Toastmaster events, if you watch enough YouTube videos, if you enroll in enough programs, well then you can be a speaker. But here's the bad news. Speaking is a lot like bicycle riding. You can study a lot, for years in fact. You can roll lots of programs. You can watch hundreds of YouTube videos. You can talk with your friends and colleagues. You can cavort with the luminaries. But until you actually get on your bicycle and skin your knees, you will not learn to ride. So, if you want to be a speaker, go out and speak. Now, some of it will be good. And some of it really, really bad. My fee for a keynote now is a ridiculous 5-figure sum. But I can remember a moment not very long ago where I was trying some new stuff. And I got to that place in the speech where everyone was supposed to clap. You know, at the end. And I looked out at the audience, and they were all looking back at me with their eyes open and their mouths open, like they had just witnessed a horrible car accident. You have to be bad to get good. People have been to my website and seen my 4-minute speaker video. They go, "Oh my God, it's an amazing video. You're so good. You're such a natural." What they don't know is that I rehearsed 52 hours for that 4-minute video. 52 hours. If you want to be a great speaker, go out and speak. The third thing I'd like to share with you this evening is this. It's not about you. We get caught up in our egos. I do. We all do. We wring our hands with the questions, will I be good? Will I remember what I have to say? Will they clap? Will they like me? Will they give me a standing ovation? Will they tell their friends and family how good I was? Will they post about me on Facebook? And of course, all of that is good stuff. We speak because we want to connect with our audiences. We get energy from the room. And it's wonderful when you walk through a hotel lobby and some stranger runs up to you and says, "Are you Walt Hampton? I saw you last year speaking and you were so good." But this work is not about me. Your work as a speaker is not about you. It's about them. It's about your audience. It's about the people that you are serving. And not even about all of your audience, but those very few people in the room who really, really need to hear your voice in that moment. Because we're messengers. You are a messenger. You have a message to share with the world. A message that those people that you are meant to serve need to hear. A message that comes from those gifts and talents that are uniquely yours to share. A message that your people need to hear. Your audience matters. Your people matter. The message matters. You, not so much. The opposite of fear is love. Love your audience. Serve your audience. This work that we do as speakers is so vitally important. We get to make a difference We get to change lives. And as my mentors, Michael and Amy Port, say, we get the opportunity to transform the world one speech at a time. Your voice matters. It really, really matters. So go out